just lights and action by the door.
I think the lessons have changed, isn't it?
Yeah, so basically we're doing a foundation degree in IT, and for part of our assignment we was asked to come up with a group project to plan it and make a prototype. We decided to call ourselves Catering4U. It's basically a food ordering system for like, rather than queuing up, people can go up to it and order the food and then go and collect it. Do you know, like, an example would be McDonald's, you know how you go up and just order it yourself. We're also looking at an app so that people can do it off the phones. Like, say if I was still sat in class, I could order my food and then go and get it at the start of dinner. Yeah, it's quite good really, because it boosts profits as well, because a lot of people don't want to go and get the food because of the queues. Like, they'd rather just go out somewhere to get the dinners. But more people would use it if they knew that they could order it in advance and just go and collect it. It's going to be done by, like, people are going to order it and it's going to be sent to a monitor in the kitchen, so the kitchen staff can get it quicker to see what it is that they're doing, so they can just follow it. Like, whatever's been ordered will show up, so they know what to prepare.
This is just a simple design of what it's like now. It's a basic prototype. It's not fully functioning, and as you can see, it's not completed. But when you click one of these buttons, it will display it in the text box so you know what you've ordered, and you can also push that text box, like she said, to the computer in the kitchen so they know what you've ordered. And it say, like, you didn't want the garlic bread, the remove button removes it and close out, so it just closes the application.
That's closed out the order on food.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to know what food's on that day in order to put that on.
I've already thought of that. It's I say it's simple, but there's a way that, because I've put the names on the buttons, you can alter the design documents of the program. Like, I can write another program so it alters that, and then it will change the names depending on the day.
This bit, this form that I've created, this is like an interactive feature that I've come up with. When you want to add a stock, like if your stock's running low, you can add stock. But if you've got a database, we can edit that database to alert the supplier to add the stock. So if they say you need eggs, it'll automatically say you need eggs, and it'll just send out a thingy to the company. We need so many eggs, so many of this, and it'll send it. And you just enter all your supplier's name, category, description of it, like the code of the item, the cost of the item, how much you're going to sell it for, and the sale price, and the quantity of how many you need. And then there's an add stock button, you just click that, and it comes up. Then once you click that, it'll come up on here with all the stock that you've just added. So you can view your stock, and it'll come up on here with all the stock that you've got. You can add your stock and it'll show up as that. And you can delete stock if you don't need it. And then you can print a stock report to see how what stock's going up and what stock's coming.
Yeah, so that's basically our idea. It's just a few questions for yourselves now. If you did want to go ahead with it, it's just what budget would you have and what colour scheme, stuff like that. Do you want to ask some questions?
Well, they're the basic questions. Like, we could also ask on design choices. Like, you want it to look such a way, and we can make it more flexible, like you said, the different days, so we can implement that. And it's just like, if you have any design ideas, just inform us and we'll see if we
I
can.
think the ordering system could work.
Yeah.
You know, as regards like sitting in class and ordering your food, but the stock thing, no, not for me. Like, I
can
think
take
that's
that
a bit.
out. So,
Yeah.
That's a bit too out of.
So this was aimed at the eating food court on the back of you guys queuing
yeah.
Yeah.
for food. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it is an issue, and it's something that has been thought of before. Okay, for us, I could just say to you, okay, next week we're going to start, we're going to run with it. We'd have to implement it maybe on a slowly, maybe a daily basis on, say, like a Friday or whatever, and to see. But I mean, when you're asking us, it's up to you to say, well, we can
We
do it.
just
And
have
this,
a trial period.
this is how we do it. You know, we don't have a clue about that. I mean, and in the past, I mean, certainly IT teachers have come to us and said, why haven't you got an order in place already? They mention it already in the past to me where you can pre-order,
Yeah.
go down and pick your panini up.
Well,
And it is a great idea, but it's never a prototype, so you sort of, the next stage for you guys is to pick up the baton and start to run with it,
Yeah.
and we understand that. I think it would work, but it's actually implementing it. You know, at the end of the day, we're tutors down with students as well. You know, we are restricted when it comes to time.
Is there enough staff?
You know,
to cope
it's not
with
going to be
this?
like sort of
You know,
experienced
Yeah.
chefs in a kitchen
No.
where the checks are coming in or the orders are coming in on the apps. If that happened down there, and little Billy,
chaos.
little Billy be running home crying, you know. to put it in a nutshell,
Yeah.
you know, for Billy to see all these orders coming on.
Well, that's what these questions are for. It's
Yeah.
your requirements,
Yeah,
and we
so-
make it to your requirements.
What I suggested we could do there is, instead of like sort of going gung ho, is to just do it and try it with one dish.
Yeah.
Or try it with maybe
Like-
breakfast.
Or a breakfast with some breakfast items. It could be something that we, you know, it's a hash brown, we put the hash brown in, or we take some sausages up and make a sausage butty,
Yeah.
or a
Well,
pound
we can
cake,
come back,
without
come
going
back
into
to
like,
you again
Yeah.
yeah. So
in the
I
new
think it's a great
So,
idea.
yeah.
I think it's a great idea, and you know, if you can get something off the ground, we will work with you on that. You know,
Yeah.
by the way, we'll have no authority to say, you guys off you
No,
go,
it's all
get it to
system
the
level.
place. We'll have to run it through our managers as well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
certainly Terry Lavin, who's head of catering, and he'd have to take that to senior management as well. But in interim period, I think it's a great idea. So colour schemes would be whatever colour scheme we have down in the food court, which was, I think, is a red atrium badge, if I remember rightly. Colours having the green sort of emblem. So, you know, so it could well, if it took off and it really worked, we could actually take it on to bigger and better things. Now, where I've seen this done before is in sort of classical Asian fusion restaurants where you sit at the table and your menu comes up on the table
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a format, in an app format like that, and you press, and you literally, so it cuts out a little bit of the middleman, it cuts down on workforce because you're the waiter doing your own order, and I think that's the idea you've got, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, that may be the next generation to have our tables like that where we,
Certainly in the food court, I think colours is not.
colours might be a little bit more tricky.
A bit tricky, but certainly the food court,
We
yeah.
can
As
take
regards
that
breakfast. And
So I spoke about the colours before, I think you were thinking about that idea, but obviously it's the food court because of the queues that you've witnessed yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great. So what's your budget? It'd have to be low key to start with. So I think breakfast items would be a great start. You know, someone sort of on your way to college on the bus, tapped it in. I'll be in at 8:30 for an bacon and egg on butty. And walk in, pick it up, and walk out again.
Yeah. Well, the
As opposed to
budget's
waiting
more
for,
about,
you know, someone to
like,
butter your toast.
Yeah.
the
and that'd be a
budget's
good
more
start.
about hardware than anything.
Yeah,
Like the software we can just do,
yeah, but
but like having something for them to go up to and order it.
yeah.
That's what you need a budget for, really.
Yeah. And computer stuff and all that.
Well, your computer stuff. So, well, you know, we have. There's a guy called Steve Ball, and you know, all the stuff that's online, down, you know, the meal deals and all that, and the
Your
computers
badges
set
and
up,
all like that.
your badges. He sets all that up. So we have. Do
We're going to ask him, have a word with him, so he can do things.
you know who Steve Ball is?
No.
No, but I can go and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Ball might be the next
Yeah.
port of call for you. Say,
Yeah.
this is your idea. You've spoken to us. We think it's a great idea. We'd like to get off. How easy would be it to implement
Set
that?
it up.
A little, you know, a screen that come up and show like there's pre-orders coming in. That might be the next protocol. He may well be able to run it through the laptops that we've got in situ at the moment, which might cut down on the budget thing. And I think, you know, at the end of the day, it's a college, and we just haven't got money left, right, and centre to throw all these table devices. You know, like the flash restaurants can do.
That's why we thought of more like an app that people can download.
Well, yeah, well, you know, that I mean, you guys know more about that than us, maybe.
It
So you know, that might be, you know, if you,
to make it.
yeah, well, something like that could be the way to go forward first and foremost.
Yeah.
If we have an app, then well, I don't know. You put your app on the phone and you've got it then.
Yeah.
So all students can have it there.
99.
Or if you put your order on,
got a phone.
I might say you're on the bus at 8 o'clock and you say, have a bacon and egg on ready for me when I get there. It'll come up on the screen at 8, you know.
I say walk straight in. You
You'd
pick
be
it up on the
able to
computer.
say, when you order it, you'd be able to say what time you're going to pick it up.
Approximately, you know, like a 10 minutes
So
slot.
things that people have asked for in 10 minutes, things that people have asked for in an hour, we prioritise who's coming to get the food first.
Are you on our side when it comes to doing something like that to begin with?
Yeah.
In an infancy stage, and then take it the next level if it takes off. So we okay? Are we all happy with that? Do we all have a database? Yeah, well, a database as in a clientele database or a
Is in stock.
stock?
Like your kitchen, where you're doing all your ingredients, all that sort of stuff.
Well, we do all that. We've got quite a watertight stock system already. We do have a purchasing clerk who's responsible for all that. So when it comes to the stock thing that I think that you said yourself, you know, that might not be as applicable as the app to order your food. Okay, only because we've been working on this for years. And we've got a pretty good system now where it actually up the lows and dates, and we can see exactly what the costs are at the end of it. So more or less what you come up with yourself. Yeah.
So do you want us to go away and work on something specifically for breakfast?
Yeah.
I think work on the breakfast things. I think, because we know we do breakfast every day. If we know what we've got on generally, we're going to have.
Send us like a list of what you do for breakfast, like
Tell you, bacon, sausage, egg, tomatoes, mushrooms, hash brown, black pudding, and beans.
That is it.
Your bog standard breakfast.
Tea,
basically.
coffee, chocolate, and orange and apple juice. So it's a bog standard breakfast. You can have the full hit, or you can have beans on toast, or a poached egg if you want it.
Can we contact you if we need
Yeah.
anything?
I'm going to give you two names of contact that you might need. You might need to go and contact Steve Ball.
Yeah.
So you've spoken to Steve Ball.
Have you got a pen? That can work.
So you need to contact Steve Ball, and you go and have a word with Anne Marie. I'm going to maybe take you to her now. Anne Marie's our purchasing clerk. See, a little bit past it, but certainly about your stock thing.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a pen for you.
Would you be able to write it down because I'm a terrible memory? Sorry about that.
Yeah, you can't even get the thing going on the computer, can you?
Steve Ball. Anne Marie.
Cheers.
Right. Any other questions?
No.
We're happy with the idea. We think it's a great idea. It has been thought of before, but never implemented. We're sick of the queues, and the queues are like they are now because the college 2 years ago put into a structured timetable. So you have your 9 till 10:30, you have your 11 till 12:30 classes. Am I right?
Yeah.
So every man and his dog has them classes. So at 10:30 we know we're going to get wellied. All right. Now in the past, I'm having a class 10 till 11. And then another class at 1:30. So they could be a little bit mixed up. So there wasn't that imminent crush. So we'll know when the busy times are going to be. 10:30, 12:30, right, so on and so forth.
Well,
And
that's the main
reason.
benefit of it, just cutting down.
Well, that's exactly what it is. So it's been looked at before, and we felt it wasn't applicable. It is now because we don't like seeing queues at the door. We want business, we don't want to turn business away. And we realise the students don't want to be going out freezing you know what's off. When it's snowing out there, you'd rather go in there, get a cup of tea and a bacon butty, and we don't want to lose that business either. There's plenty of places to go around town here. At the end of the day, we're a college, we still want to make profit, that's what we're here for. The bottom line is, as caterers, we're chefs, we have to make money. We make money, it doesn't matter whether you make it for yourself or for someone else. That's our job. So we don't want to see people walking away. It riles me when I see people walking out. Alright, so, yeah, we like it, yeah, we'll run with it, but we're going to start off at an infancy stage and move to the next level. You might need to speak to Steve Ball about the database and anything that's in place that could be utilised. And we want to speak to Amberley about the stock and things like that.
Okay.
Are you alright with that?
Yeah, thank you.
Is that okay? Is that we've got one notch on the ladder.
Yes.
Are we going to give distinctions for this assignment and
Yeah.
kick a bit of butt with all the others?
Yeah. Case of ale for us, yeah.
Right. You okay? Any other questions? Are you okay with that? Does that answer what you need to know today?
Yeah, well, just come back after,
So
after Crimmy and see what you...
And see what we come up with, yeah?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be like that.
Come up with a prototype
Yeah.
specific for breakfast and
I
we'll
reckon
come back
Steve
in the
Paul
new
will be
year
able to
and
tap
we'll
into
see.
the way you get your cards in for your breakfast. I reckon he'd be able to tap into that. He's got to be able to.
Yeah, we was thinking about like Joel the Mackey's system.
Yeah.
You should be able to
Something
scan
like
your
that.
student
Yeah, well,
card as well.
Yeah.
Well, he's very good at that.
Yeah. That's
Or
what
even
we-
through the app if you put your student number,
Yeah.
just pay through it
Yeah.
So
through the app.
it's just, in fact, just Steve Ball is saying to Ellen, he's the same as our email.
Yeah.
He's just tell them who you are, you've met us, you know, you believe you put their systems in, you know, for the scanning cards. Well, how can we do this, or any ideas on how we could pick this on, move it on to the next level?
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
No, I think
Okay.
that's it for questions.
Is there any questions that you would like to ask us?
No, I think you could, in your presentation there, I think you covered everything that I thought you'd think about. I said, as been mentioned before, between now and June, we know the time when we're busy. I think it's a great idea. So, if we can get something in place, I mean, you know, someone took up old file too, you know what I mean? You need apps and all this. I don't know how to what an app is.
I'm not one. Try and get it done without breaking the bank, basically. I think I don't want to big budget because I don't think they'll have no.
If apps are cheaper than trying to put something on some sort of system, an ordering
Yeah.
system, then
An app is
an app I think would be a lot cheaper. It would be a lot. I think that would be the way to go as well. I mean, otherwise, what happens is he goes to him, you put all the hard work in, and it goes to management, the senior team, and they go, "Shell of it, sorry, don't care, not interested. We'll stick with what we got. We've got a queue for half an hour for the pizzas, queue for half an hour for the pizza." All right, okay,
Thanks for letting us into
no problem at all.
Yeah, no worries.
Well done, it's good that. Thank you. All right. Anybody this side?
you.